Hello, everybody. Hope everything is going well for you today. I hold on. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. Oh man, what a week! What a week! Unbelievable. Let's see if are we even live? I don't even know. I'm not even worried about it. So, anyways, a couple things I wanted to bring up there. And if anybody pops in, can you just let me know if we're live? I mean, if you can hear me okay, so I'm not talking to myself, which I do on a regular basis. So we cleared out a whole bunch of more space, and we are going to finally, we were going to cut the table, but it doesn't make sense. The table's too big, it's too wide, and a bunch of other things. So I have to build a new table. So I said, okay, well, I can kill a couple birds with a couple, with a handful of stones here. I figured what I would do is what we're going to do is build a new table. Okay. Just enough to support Sabudio and some of the bigger games I want to do, Warhammer Quest stuff, which you will see next week as we start to flood the gates with a ton of Warhammer Quest stuff and some Blood Bowl stuff too that you'll be seeing. I really start hitting on some of the little monk stuff that I think you'll enjoy. But it all starts with a video that I've done. Geez, it had to be almost 9 months ago. A few videos that I did 9 months ago. So we're going to just continue on with that, which is pretty good by my standards, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run an auction this Tuesday for a few days and try to raise some funds for two things. Number one, building the table, and because that stuff is expensive, okay, and right now things are a little tight. So, and number two, I'll be getting a whole bunch of stuff out of here. I had way too many war games, and just getting it down to where I feel comfortable, where I can start showcasing stuff and things like that. I'm starting to get to that point. Again, if you can hear me, let me know. Normally, you guys would say, "Hey, I can't hear you." Oh, your lips are moving, but nothing's happening. The second thing is there is a dog at the pound there. We went up to try to find something for my daughter, and this little guy needs some help. And in a couple weeks, he's only got a few weeks left before they decide to put him down. So what we're going to do is we're going to get him fixed up, and we are going to bring him in. It's not him; it's a her. Not I always call them hims. This week we're going to bring the two girls down. She needs an operation. So, and it's going to cost quite a bit. So anything that we raise from the auction is going to go so we can bring the pup in and bring him down to my daughter's and integrate him with the other dogs, because she starts a new job where she's going to be gone 12 hours a day for 3 days a week. She's a paramedic, by the way. So what we're trying to do, a really, really sweet dog, just very loving, needs some help, and I guess it's just our way of maybe helping something out, and because we've always donated to the place that we got Bella from. So what we plan on doing is having, I mean, they can't, it's going to cost some money. So if I can get these two projects done by just getting rid of a lot of stuff and I think it'll help a lot. It really would. Um, and she'd have a little guardian because she lives by herself now. Um, she had a fiance when we first moved in 3 years ago, but he was a scumbag, and he's gone. Used to kiss my ass. He used to kiss my ass like there was no. He he was a Patriot fan, and he was a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Okay, but he knew I loved Toronto and Seattle. Okay, those are my two teams, as we know all so well, right? And then he started buying Seattle Seahawks stuff and wearing it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just be yourself. That's all you got to be. Be good to my daughter. I don't care who you like, right? And then, you know, he tried to butter me up and this, that, and the other. Well, he was sneaking around. He was lazy too. My daughter's very motivated. Was raised a certain way, and he was just such a lazy shit. Um, and he was he my daughter was waiting until she was getting married to get married, and he was messing around on the side. She caught him, and she booted him out. Plus, she couldn't. She was at the point where she had enough with him, anyways. The laziness. You have a house, you think you'd be motivated. I mean, it was basically handed to you. All you had to do was just keep it up, and he'd be sitting there on the couch, like Al Bundy. But yeah, that's a little insight to that. So she's been alone for a while. She had a roommate. She turned out to be an awful person. We're not going to go into that, but she's been alone for the last 6-7 months, and especially at night, it gets really dark around here. So we decided to try to find something that would fit her. Well, she fell in love with this little guy, and well, little guy, little girl, and um, we're gonna try to just integrate and make it all work, because the days that she works 12 hours, the pup will come up here, and we're gonna do our best. Okay, I mean, that's all we can do. And then the other thing is, I'm gonna have to work. Starting this weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, the Queen and I are going to, because we finally have shelves. I mean, racks completely empty where we can take them off now, disassemble this whole thing, and then rebuild. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll breathe a lot of life into the channel. By my perspective, it'd be the same old boring bullshit that you watch all the time. So, any way that you can help us with this auction coming up, this one has a purpose. It's really trying to take care of a few things that are really important to us. So, if you can, and you'd be saving a life too, which is really important to us, and help with some of the medical costs, because nobody else, wants to. They want puppies, they don't want, a dog that's a year or so, which is just sad. So we're going to do what we can, and hopefully this goes very well. So you'll see the video on Tuesday. I have another copy of White Death, Zombicide White Death. We've got Cyberpunk, the whole case of that, the Kickstarter of that. We have the Kickstarter of White Death. Just a lot of good stuff that we're just going to get out of here and, get things squared away. As you can see, I'm starting to get my war games all piled a certain way, and I'm starting to figure things out, and I'm excited about it for once. So The other thing is, I'm really on the fence about one game putting it up. Am I going to get to it? Do I really need it? And that's Chronicles of Drungor. I really like that game, but there's so much to it, so much stuff to it. It's kind of overkill, and I'm beating myself up to it. But I think it holds such a special place in my heart because, like I said, when I had COVID and I couldn't sleep, not a wink for almost a week, I just painted a whole bunch of stuff. And I wonder, maybe I just, hold on to that. Another thing is that after a while, I realized that next month it's going to be 10 years I've been with Miniature Market. 10 years I've been advertising for those guys and working with them. Steve was it still is, one of my closest friends. He owns Miniature Market. We met, a few months ago. I'm in about a month and a half, and then I just never looked back. Joe introduced us because they were doing All's Quiet on the Martian Front, and I saw the setup that they had for it. And I was like, you guys have that now? Because it used to be overseas and it was a failed Kickstarter. Then they bought it and started redoing it. Unfortunately, Joe died of brain cancer a few years ago. I think of him often. And I wish I didn't send that stuff out. I wish I had that stuff back. There was the guy from the Secret Cabal, Jamie, was very interested in the game, so I boxed it all up and I sent it to him, figuring that he would do something with it, and I don't think he did anything with it. Probably sold it by now, but I wish he would just send it back, but I don't want to ask him. After I sent it to him, never heard from him again. I mean, that's the kind of people these guys are. I could say a few things about a few people I tried to help out, and it doesn't pay to help people to some degree. It's pretty sad. But you learn a lot of things. You try to, you're naive. You kind of, in a way, it's one thing growing up on the streets, like I did, and not trusting people, but you figure, this board game community thing, that's all you heard is how special it is and how everybody just cares. It's no different than the streets, folks. No different than the streets. So that's that. But 10 years with Miniature Market. And they've gone through so many changes and struggles and things like that. The new ownership, bunch of nice people, really trying to get some things done. They've got some really neat plans that I seem to know about. Christina has been fantastic. Steve, all the years I spent with Steve, dear God, we were always plotting the demise of somebody. We would go after cool stuff and whoever we can try to beat and do better than. And now Cool Stuff is just a card place. Miniature markets have gone through some bumps recently. Especially with new ownership trying to understand and where they're going to take. This tremendous warehouse, but they've got a plan, and we're just going to keep plugging away and doing our thing for them, as we always do, until they tell us that they don't need us anymore. Number one, I do it, because I always get all my stuff from Miniature Market. Number two, Steve, that's Steve's legacy in a way. He has a great place that you guys should check out. He sends me sports cards, Pokemon cards for the kids and stuff like that. He's always been good to me. It's Trading Card Market. check it out. It's a great place to get stuff, and you get it cheap, and he does such a freaking great job. Anything that guy touches turns to money. That's the only way I can put it. I mean, he is just on it. You know what I mean? He just gets it and gets it right. Um, and just has been a tremendous friend to me. Um, and one of the big reasons I stay at Miniature Market is because of Steve, and continuing on his legacy. And of course, the people have been just fantastic to me over there. Anything I needed. Nikki, who was in marketing, just left recently, um, and I'm just trying to find out who I work with now. But anything that she ever needed, I always took care of, and stuff like that. Anything I needed, they always took care of. They've been fantastic to me. It's been a great relationship, and you don't hear about a lot of companies staying together for 10 years. This channel and that company, we've been together 10 years. As a matter of fact, when Steve was running it, he always would go to me, should we bring this person on as an advertiser? And I'd always try to help people, you know. Um, and he was unsure about it. I don't think so. I said, nah, go with this guy. Turns out the guy was a piece of shit. And his podcast sucks. Um, but, you try to be nice to people. You try to be good. You try to be kind. And I think if you just keep doing that, at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do. And that's the best way to put it in a lot of ways. Taking names. What a dumb name. Um, um, what else was I going to say? Yeah, and this auction will be it because we've got a lot of work to do here. There's a lot of transition, and a matter of fact, over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a bunch of GMT stuff, which is another great company that is going through so much, and they're still cranking out stuff. And next month, I can't wait because we're going to be covering a couple of my favorite games: Warhammer Quest. Okay, we're in depth, and Space Empires. I think it's the 5th edition is coming out with the new expansion, and hopefully we'll have that late June, early July, and we're going to really. I'm going to do a couple of things. I want to do some solo stuff with it. So I'm really looking forward to that. That sounds fun. I want to do it on the new table with the new camera that I got that I haven't used in the last 2 years. I'm still working off an older camera. Just getting everything where you feel comfortable coming out here and drilling some stuff. We're still doing some of the video game stuff. You saw the comic book stuff. I don't get views for it, but I don't care. That's not what it's about. It's something that I enjoy doing when I get my stuff from Atomic Empire, which is just a fantastic. Nobody does comic books better than Atomic Empire. Plain and simple. They've made my life so easy. Their discount is ridiculous. Okay, I just got $200 worth of books in, which is about 3 weeks. I think a little more than 3 weeks, whatever. But the discount was like $60. And I went, that's a lot of money. And I've been the stuff that I went over on Friday, and I got that thing up, and I was supposed to put a playthrough up, but I didn't want to flood it with 2 videos, so I pushed all the playthroughs off to the following Fridays. So you're going to see some playthroughs starting this Friday for a while. every Friday will be Friday playthrough day. And it, it's because I wanted to fit that comic book thing in. And I read some of the stuff, and I'm going to tell you some of the things that I went, I'm not too sure about. I read were actually pretty good. Some of the Fantastic Four stuff was good, even though I heard the movie's going to suck, which ticks me off. You can't kill Galactus. I mean, dear God, that's so stupid. The Marvel Universe is nothing now. I mean, Disney killed it, just like they killed Star Wars, just like they kill everything else. Doctor Who's dead now, after 62 years. Okay? 62 years. You found a way to kill Doctor Who for good. Um, I believe the last episode was yesterday or something to that. So it's going to be pathetic. Um, and they have no. They are not going to renew it. And Disney's is done with it. The BBC is kind of realizes that they screwed up because they decided this whole woke thing or whatever, which is just stupid. You know, if you have a message to get across, make a new program. Why mess with things that mean something to people? Well, we need to change this. You know, we need to change everything. Stupid. Stupid. And they don't learn. They don't care. And I think it's part of a plan. Just wipe out everything that you have a memory about and then just replace it with all new stuff. Okay, well, have some ideas. Learn to write. Learn to get people's attentions. You know, it's possible. It can be done. Yeah, what do you know? My brother and I were supposed to play some hockey last night on the Xbox. Unfortunately, he did not. It seems my Aunt Dorothy, who always she, my parents, my mom particularly, um, had a bunch of siblings. My Aunt Dorothy was the oldest. My Aunt Carol from Toronto is the second oldest. Then there was my mom, then my Uncle Joe, and then my very dear Uncle Bill. And you've heard me talk about Uncle Bill quite a bit. All right, he's the reason I do all this. You know, you ask a reason, I give you a reason. Um, Aunt Dorothy got married to a guy, Joe Jabowski or something like that, and they moved out to Pennsylvania where they live. And I've got a few cousins out there. I've only seen them maybe once or twice in my entire existence. And my aunt I have only seen about 3 or 4 times. But every time I seen her, she was always so nice to me. Um, when she met my son, uh, she knew how smart he was, and he was such a he loved nature, and she gave him this book about birds, so you can identify birds and stuff like that, and he absolutely loved the book. And for him, he's a kid like my grandson that just absorbs knowledge, giant sponge. And I always remembered that. um, but she was put in hospice recently, and she's not doing too good. She's only got they're saying maybe a week, maybe less. But my little brother, was very close with one of my cousins, and they talk all the time. So Dave had told me about this on Friday, and it was kind of I started thinking back, and when she goes, hopefully she'll go meet with my mom, because I've only got my Aunt Carol, which I do not care for. She's still alive up in Toronto. She's the second oldest. And then my Uncle Joe, who's a bit of a jerk. And out of all five of them, I liked my Aunt Dorothy. Of course, I loved my mother, but my Uncle Bill. Everybody loved Uncle Bill. Um, he was just really special. Um, and we were just talking. I was thinking about a lot of things and stuff like that. You know, it's just amazing how, I talk about this all the time, your mortality, how you start thinking about it, especially at my age. A lot of you guys out there are young pups. But, I really have a lot to say on this channel. And if people watch, great. If people don't, that's okay too, because, again, it's more about me just saying the things I want to say, doing the things I want to do, and I want to get it all in, before I have to go to the 19th hole. And I'm just looking around here, getting things done. I want to do some Space Hulk stuff. I want to do some Mutant Chronicle stuff. Um, ISS Vanguard, but until I can get this place where I need to get it, Starfleet Battles, that's a thing I've been working on for a bit. Is this volume 3? I've got all the volumes. I've got so much of it. I want to do some of that. Car Wars, Ogre, some older stuff, some stuff that you can still get your hands on fairly cheap. And I just got a plan. I'm just getting to the point where I can implement that plan. And I was thinking, like I told you, I wrote Rodney and I said, yeah, this is it. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not even about how many people subscribe. If you're new, please subscribe. It does help. Click the like button. It does help. But there's a lot of things I want to talk about, I've got so many, after 5,000 videos, I figure, holy shit, I've got to be out of stuff to talk about. No, I want to talk about Compass Games, and how I've turned around on them, and, Burning Banners, Rage of the Witch Queen, which is fantastic. Stellar Horizon 2, which I've got over there, which I'm looking to crack into and get into. But I've got to get this place straightened out. I got to get that new table built, and I think one more big ass auction of just getting rid of all the extra stuff will do really well. Oh, we have a comment. Would be great to see the older games played. Yeah, and I'm starting to do that stuff and tape that stuff, and you're going to see a lot of it. I'm just trying to get myself. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see something about Death Vector in the next week or so, which is an affordable way if you have core space to get more out of your games, get as much as you can out of your games. Things don't have to just get stale and sit there. You can proxy things and do different things. And I want to cover that because we don't cover that enough. It's always, I always see infomercials, and that's all fine and dandy. Another thing I wanted to talk about quickly, and shoot, I should have put it in the title, is Stellaris from Academy Games. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a video on that. Never mind. I saw a video where somebody just kind of beat up on Academy Games, and they didn't research or do any kind of research. They just said, hey, this is really late on Kickstarter. It sure is. And it's not Academy Games' fault. And I know that for a fact because I know Uwe very, very, very well. And I will be making a video that you will see in the next week or so. And I can tell you he is a great man of honor. I know him for a very long time. Some of the best war games I've ever played are from Academy Games, and I'm going to make sure that his message gets across, and I think it's really, really important, and that you guys just have a little bit more faith. Things will happen. There have been some circumstances that are beyond his control. Okay, and it has more to do with the company, the people that make it. They are being very particular about this game, and we will talk about that coming up soon. Um, what else was there? Silent Death. That's another one that I'm looking forward to doing. Um, Legions of Steel. I'm gonna break that bad boy out and things. And I'm gonna try to do some painting soon. I owe a little bit of painting to a couple people, but I'm gonna try it out on my stuff. My arm is feeling a little bit better. I've got to tell you this quick story. Got to tell you this quick story. How much time? I'm only half hour in, which is kind of shocking. I'm gonna tell you this quick story. So I've been in tremendous pain, as you know. Okay, and I've been through a lot physically, but I push through. I still go to the gym every day, playing racquetball. I've dropped 18 pounds, which I really didn't need to drop, but I've got some of that speed. I've been wrestling, but pushing through pain. Where it's almost debilitating in a way, but I still keep training. So we decide to finally get a doctor. Okay, my best friend was a doctor, but he is constantly all over the place. I've always gone to him, but I need to get a doctor where you can go to that's local here, and, and be consistent and get all my parts checked and stuff like that. So we find a good place, and the lady's really, really nice. So I go in, meet with her, and she yells at me because she goes, because we were talking about my diabetes and how I hurt and everything like that, and my feet and the neuropathy has been bothering me a bit. And she goes, well, you're not type 1 diabetic. Why are you taking a needle? I go, well, my other doctor says. No. I go, okay, all right. Let's figure it out. Maybe you can get rid of this, some of the stuff that I've been really having a problem with ever since, I caught COVID and whatnot. She goes, okay. She goes, well, we're going to call Quest, and you go down there and get your blood drawn. I go, okay, all right, no problem. So, set up appointment for the 29th, okay? And then I had to go back the next week for an EKG. Before that, I think it was the 17th or whatever. And I met with her beginning of the month. Go down to Quest the day before I had to go for the EKG. Go down there. It's like 20 after 5 in the morning because I go to the gym. So I said, let me do this before I go to the gym. Then I'll go home, do my work. So I go in there. I wait about 20 minutes. The lady calls me in. I go, yeah, I'm from such and such doctor, and they said the orders would be here, and then, I'd get my blood drawn. Oh, we don't have anything like that. Do you have any paperwork? I go, no. They go, they should give you paperwork. I go, okay, all right. So I head over to the gym. It wasn't that much of a waste of a time, but it was still a waste of time. So I go for the EKG. Girl goes, I tell her what happened. I need the paperwork. They don't have anything there, blah. She goes, that's weird. We sent it over. Okay. She goes, we have the lady here. She could draw your blood. Okay. I hate needles. Lady draws my blood. Get my EKG done or whatever. Head home. All right. So I knew the following week I had to go to, just to find out all the results of everything. Next week comes. I walk in the office. How you doing? Lady goes, yeah, the doctor will see you, but we're missing some of your blood. I go, how could you be missing some of my blood? I took it here. Well, we don't know what happened, whether she drew it or not, and but we needed this, and we didn't get this, so forth and so on. I went, are you freaking kidding me? So I go in to the doctor and sit down with her, and she goes, well, you have the heart of a 30-year-old. Oh, wow, really? Okay, yeah. She goes, you're in tremendous shape. I go, well, I try to go to the gym. She goes, it shows. It shows. She's checking me over. And what's the other thing? So I got to tell you this before I continue the story. We get this thing in the mail, okay? This box. Open it up, and it's a little pill. I go, what's this? I tell my wife, well, they want to do a cancer study. I go, okay, so what am I supposed to do? She goes, well, you got to poop in the box, and in the bucket, and send it off. What? I go, they didn't say anything about this. And this was before I went to go to the EKG. And I was kind of hesitant about doing it because I had gotten it the day before. So I go in and I go to the girl. I go, did you guys send me a box that I'm supposed to, go to the bathroom in? She goes, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. I'll take care of that. I'll send it off. Yeah. She goes, if you could do it so we can get the results back. So I go home from the EKG and I'm just looking at this box. I'm just looking at this bucket. And I'm reading the instructions of what I had to do. And I go, I ain't fucking doing this. Right? There's a lot of pressure. My wife goes, you need to get this done and you need to, send this out. All right. So you get the bucket and you put it underneath the toilet seat. And there's a lot of pressure. Because your aim got to be true. You got to, you are a B-17 and you got to drop the bomb and hit the mark. Okay? So, I go in the bathroom, I'm testing the wind, make sure, I angle everything right, boom, hit it, right? Take the little test tube thing, ping, 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 get it, wrap it up. She goes, yeah, you could drop it off in the morning. She goes, what are you doing? I'm grabbing my car keys, right? I'm grabbing my wallet. I go, if you think I'm going to let this shit just sit in the house for any longer than another 3 minutes, you're out of your mind. That's creeping me out. So I ran it down, went down to the thing, handed it to the lady. Here you go. Had a return label. So they shipped it off. So while I was there, she goes, oh, yeah, we checked that out. Everything's good. Your blood cells are good. No cancers, negative, we looked at some of the blood that you got and so forth and so on. And, you don't have, you're the first person I've seen that doesn't have any kind of allergies or anything like that. Okay. All right, good. She goes, but we need that other stuff so we can get you your medications to make sure, so we can kind of figure out this whole diabetes thing. I go, okay. Well, this was a waste of time. So she gives me an order and I've got to go down to Quest again. So Friday, I've already paid for 2 visits to, 3 visits, blood and money, right? I figured this one was free. So I go down Friday, 5:15 in the morning, and I put my thing in the thing, and they go, 9:50 is the next appointment. So I put it on standby. The lady comes out. There was only me and this other guy. She goes, did you put yourself in the system? I go, well, I'm on standby because, the next appointment is 9:50 in the morning. They go, there's nobody here. Just put it in normally. So I did that. She got me in right away. They made me pee in a cup again, so, and then they took blood from me, all right? A lot of blood from me. I go, son of a bitch. Then she has the nerve to go, $125. I go, $125? I go, I've got insurance. I go, I thought my wife only does this. She takes all my money and everything from me, blood and money. She'll suck everything out of me. I go, are we married or something? The lady's laughing. So I give her the credit card. So we got that sent off, and I got to go this Thursday again at 9:45, and so we'll get that all squared away. And like I said, I'm feeling a bit better. So if we can just get things squared away, I hopefully can start painting again. That's where this story was ending up, which took a whole 10 minutes for me to tell you this dumbass story. But uh, it's been an adventure, that's for sure. But just I want to keep going. The message is clear. I have in my mind. As I start clearing things out and I start seeing things, I'm really excited about a bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing, and how we're going to do things, and it's going to be a different take, than I get a lot of stuff to review, and we're going to review it. Of course we are. But we're also going to play through some stuff, not like an infomercial, but to give you a good idea whether or not this is for you. Okay? That's it. Okay? The thing is, I've said it a million times, I will say it a million times more. It's all about you spending your money smartly. Everything has been saturated, watered down. Let's find some good things. Let's find some good things that have come out in that window of the golden age, from 2015 to, now. Okay? It went back a little bit more, but, but when things really started getting flooded and stuff like that, you couldn't play every single game. There's a lot of hidden gems out there that I was fortunate enough to play a lot of stuff that maybe some of you don't know about. And if I can bring back some of the older stuff and help you, that's a great thing. And that's my inspiration for the next 5 years, is to kind of really keep things going, instead of where, what goes up must come down. And if we can find a way to level off and have a lot of fun, then let's do it. Let's do the right thing. I hope you guys saw the mole video. Okay, we've had a mole running around here. I put it up this morning. It's in the shorts, and we've had a mole running around this yard, digging up holes. Like, we need more holes in this yard. Okay. And my daughter-in-law came up with this idea to use this trap, okay, to, unfortunately, 86 the old mole. And I'm like, yeah, this will work, right? So she found a molehill, she puts the thing in there, and she goes, if it ever pops up yellow, let me know, and I'll take care of it. The great mole hunter that she is, okay? So day or two goes by, and I'm looking at this thing. I go, I can't park in this parking space, okay, that I have for myself on the lawn, because my daughter-in-law has decided that she is going to put the trap right in that hole instead of the hole way over there. Okay, all right. Well, I came home. Was it Friday or Saturday? Saturday was yesterday. Oh, I came home yesterday morning from the gym. And I look at the thing, and it's yellow. I go, it's probably tripped somehow. So I walk in the house, and I go to the great mole hunter. I go, Amanda, I think your trap went off. She goes, it did. Oh my God. Oh my God. And so now, I go in, put my keys down. Gabby comes with me, and we go out there, and I go, I got to see this, right? So she goes over to the thing, and she just tries to pick it up a little bit. She goes, I don't want to do it. I go, what do you mean you don't want to do it? She goes, I don't want to pick it up. What if there's mole on the other side? I go, isn't that the whole damn purpose of this damn thing, is to get this mole? To knock this mole out, Well, I don't want to do it. I go, okay, watch out. So I start pulling on the thing. I go, boy, it's a little hard to pull out. Sure enough, I pull it out. There's a little sucker on the end, okay? And he was killed humanely, as humanely as can be. It was a quick, thing. And I go, well, here you go. I go, on the other side of the fence there, just drop it, and, snake or something will come eat it, and, keep the ecosystem going. What? I go, here you go, great mole hunter. Go take care of it. So she goes over there, and she's like, she's trying to get the mole off the thing. I go, you got to be shitting me. And I'm taping the thing. I go, well, this was your great idea. Take care of it. Get it off there. I can't. And I filmed the whole thing. I go, I'll take care of it. Just give it to me. So all you do is just push the thing, and the thing just drops. Boom. And that was the end of that. But from what we read, it's only one mole. There isn't like 5,000 moles that are running through here. And one mole was causing bedlam. And once you get one gone, you're in a good place. So after that, I gave her the trap, right? And she goes walking in the house all proud of herself, patting herself on the back. I got that mole. There'll be no more holes in this one. And I'm like, son of a bitch, you couldn't even pull the damn thing out, okay? And number two, you couldn't even get rid of the damn thing. But check out that, just to look at her face. She got these stupid rubber boots on, and she looked like the guy from Caddyshack, for crying out loud. Oh, it was the funniest damn thing. I said I gotta put this up on the internet. Miss Mole Hunter. Oh, that girl. Holy moly. This is pop. Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty funny. It was hysterical. So, okay, so we're at 47 minutes, which isn't bad because I didn't expect to be on this long. So, like I said, 10 years with Miniature Market, great company. I've been really enjoying my time, and hopefully we got another 5 in us. I hope so. I like to try to get another 5 in if I can. We'll see. But I'm gonna do things my way and just have fun, and that's where I feel a lot more relaxed. There's no pressure. I don't need to go to conventions. I'd like to go to maybe one more Gen Con or one more Origins or a BGG fall, which I always had a great time at. Just one last one. Say hi to some people, and just that's about it. I don't need to do the whole circuit and film everything and drive myself insane. And then I like to, just do things where I just feel very comfortable with, and that's what I think I'm doing. Hey, Pete. So, that I'm hoping to do. So, like I said, the other thing is we're doing one last auction to pay to rebuild the table so we can go into the future and do some things, and of course pay for the operation for the pup, so we can bring him home to my daughter so he can bring her some company and stuff like that. Nobody else wants to do it, and he's on the euthanasia list, and we're telling him to hold on. So we'll start that Tuesday, we'll end it Friday or Saturday or something, or maybe this Sunday, that next Sunday, and so we're going to try to do a couple things there, so this is going to really hopefully raise some funds and take care of some things, so we're hoping to do things that way. So I think that covers about everything. I'm going to go spend some time with the queen of all things, because she is. I think we're going to go out and get something to eat. Me and Gab, what you doing? Just laying there like a lump. My little girl. She's getting up there. I don't know what I'm going to do without that dog. Don't know what I'm going to do without that dog. But like I said, let's have some fun. We'll do the things. VR later? After 3 o'clock. Or maybe sooner. Depends what we go do. We're going to run out for a little bit. So, isn't Adam still there? I thought Adam was still there. Yeah, because I haven't seen Pete on all weekend. And I've got to kick his ass in VR pinball. And then we're playing this game, which I think I'm going to tape a little bit of it with him. It's really... VR is incredible. Okay, sounds good. Can either play 9 holes or shoot some stuff. Okay. He's leaving in an hour. Oh yeah, I thought, yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? I need to play some golf. I definitely need to play some golf. I got to get good at that. We just got my settings adjusted on it, so you don't have to swing like a maniac. Pete helped me with that, so you know I want to get some holes in, and I need to purchase a bunch more too, so I have a little bit more variance too. Oh, the pinball's been fantastic. I love playing pinball. I'll tell you that much. And now that we have the new setup in the room, because my wife redid the room so I can move around a little bit more, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun. All right, my brothers and sisters, I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. Stay tuned Tuesday, that fundraising auction. It's going to be the last auction. And then, you know, hopefully we can get enough to cover those 2 projects. Number 1, rebuilding this table, because I have to take this whole thing down. And there's nothing really I can use from it, which is kind of sad. Because the way I built it, it was such a rush job, but I got to rebuild. And then, of course, to help us, you know, with the Humane Society there. Bring the little girl here for my daughter, protect her. But we got a long ways to go, so I still got to pack up some stuff here. Gee, what is this? Just a lot of work. Always something cooking. You know what I mean? All right, hey, I love you all. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys soon. Until next time, it's old pal Rob. From me and the mighty Gab, we'll see you soon, everybody. This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.